My father came in 1927, but then he went back because of the Depression, and there was no work. But then he came back in 1948, and in 1949, the family came. My mother and 3 sisters and a brother. There was 5 of us. When we came, we went to St. Thomas Aquinas. 10 boys from St. Thomas Aquinas, we came to St. Mike's. The teachers were so dedicated to challenge us, to make us better than what we were trying to be. The guidance that especially Father Bauer, in my case, challenged us. He said, life after you leave St. Mike's is not going to be that simple. You have to challenge yourself in whatever you do. When I was at grade 12 at St. Mike's in the drafting room, I designed the first home that in the summer my brother and my father, we built. And when I graduated from St. Mike's, I kept designing and building first homes, and then we went in the industrial and commercial building. When I was in grade 8 at St. Thomas Aquinas, and the principal was the teacher of grade 8, so he said, anybody that gets over 75% at Christmas and Easter doesn't have to write the final exam. So after I received my papers, I came to St. Mike's, and the priest at the counter said, oh, you're accepted. You have good grades. He says, you don't have to write the entrance exams, just you're accepted. So he gave me the papers that I was accepted, and to show such a day in September. So for 3 months after Easter, I didn't go back to school. I went to work with my father to make some money to pay for my tuition at St. Mike's. So I showed up at school at St. Thomas Aquinas the last day of school, and the principal said, what are you doing here? I'm here to get my graduation papers of grade 8, but you haven't been here for 3 months. And what are you going to do with these papers? I've been accepted at St. Mike's for grade 9. And he said, my own son got kicked out of St. Mike's in grade 11, and you'll never make it. So he showed up, he was invited on graduation day of St. Mike, grade 13, to come and see 2 of his students that were receiving awards. When he came and I received the Spiritus Trophy, he came to me and he said, I would have never believed it. I remember when we graduated in 1958, Father Regan was on the stage and he said, don't forget to give back. And not only to the school, but also to the community. And I've been involved in the community, especially Friuli Center, in building uh, social club, long-term care, and senior apartment, and a sports complex for the young people to play. Well, when I was young, I belonged to St. Monica's Young People's Club to help elderly people. And that's where actually I met my wife. And my wife has been my partner in everything for the last 52 years. When I became president of the Famille Forlane, one of the things that I really thought it would be nice to start a Golden Age group. Actually, my father had passed away and my mother was so lonely. That Golden Age group has grown, and that actually made me and pushing to buy extra land so that we could build a senior apartment. Then the long-term care came because the need for long-term care is enormous. It's not easy. It's a very challenging jobs. And we're, the three boards, we're all volunteers. Looking back at 5 years of work, school at St. Mike's, and you realize how dedicated the priests and the teachers were to us students. And so it's time to give back to St. Mike's because they're the teachers that made me what I am today.